Welcome to the Pittsgrove Township School District Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights presentation. My name is Gabrielle Chinnici-Heyel, and I am the Director of School Counseling Services for the Pittsgrove Township School District. Harassment, intimidation, or bullying means any gesture, any written, verbal, or physical act, or any electronic communication, whether it be a single incident or a series of incidents, that is reasonably perceived as being motivated either by any actual or perceived characteristic, such as race, color, religion, ancestry, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, or a mental, physical, or sensory disability. Or by any other distinguishing characteristic that takes place on school property at any school-sponsored function, on a school bus, or off school grounds as provided for in Section 16 of Public Law 2010, Chapter 122, that substantially disrupts or interferes with the orderly operation of the school or the rights of other students, and that a reasonable person should know, under the circumstances, will have the effect of physically or emotionally harming a student or damaging the student's property or placing a student in reasonable fear of physical or emotional harm to his person or damage to his property, or has the effect of insulting or demeaning any student or group of students in such a way as to cause substantial disruption in or substantial interference with the orderly operation of the school, or creates a hostile educational environment for the student by interfering with the student's education or by severely or pervasively causing physical or emotional harm to the student. Motivation for HIB behavior includes any actual or perceived characteristic. Examples are race, color, religion, ancestry, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity and expression, a mental, physical, sensory disability, or any other distinguishing characteristic. Locations of the incident would include on school property, at school-sponsored functions, on a school bus, or off school grounds, including cyberspace. Types of behavior include any gesture, any written, verbal, or physical act, any electronic communication, can be a single incident or a series of incidents. Direct bullying includes hitting, kicking, shoving, spitting, taunting, teasing, slurs, verbal harassment, threatening, obscene gestures. Indirect bullying includes by proxy, spreading rumors, deliberately excluding someone from a group or activity, and cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is defined as bullying through text messaging, messaging in a chat room, on a website or gaming site, through digital messages or images sent to a cellular phone. Bullying is the action which is repeated, generally occurring time after time. Intentional, the target does not knowingly provoke the bully, and as such the bully is intentional with their behavior or actions. In bullying situations, there is a real or perceived power imbalance between the two parties. The imbalance can be physical strength, access to information, or even popularity. Peer conflicts differ from bullying situations in the following ways. The children involved are equal power or are friends. The conflict that occurs is occasional or often accidental. There is an equal emotional reaction to the conflict in both children, and power or control is not being sought. A peer conflict can be a good thing for children to experience, helping them to learn how to resolve conflict, how to give and take, how to come to an agreement, and how to problem solve. Developing conflict resolution skills in children can teach them how to listen and work with others. Our anti-bullying personnel for the district include our anti-bullying coordinator, Gabrielle Chinnici-Heyel, our anti-bullying specialists at each school. At Arthur P. Shalleck High School, we have Corinne Cole. Allison Ford is at the Pittsgrove Township Middle School. Tiffany Duca is at Olivet School. Carrie Tedesco is at Elmer School. And Dr. Priscilla Ocasio-Jimenez is at Norma School. Each school also has a school safety team. All acts of HIB must be reported verbally on the same day that they occur. Do not delay. Contact the principal's office immediately. Students and families may file a report verbally or in writing. All Pittsgrove Township School District staff members who make a verbal report must follow up with a report in writing to the building principal within 2 days of the event. Investigation shall be initiated within 1 school day. School districts have the right to interview students without prior parent permission. The investigations shall be completed as soon as possible, and results reported to the superintendent within 2 days of the completion. Results are reported to the Board of Education by the meeting following the completion of the investigation. Parents of all parties of the investigation are notified within 5 school days after presentation to the board. Parents may request a hearing before the board and after receiving the information. The next Board of Education meeting following its receipt of the report, the board shall issue a decision in writing to affirm, reject, or modify the superintendent's decision. The board's decision may be appealed to the Commissioner of Education no later than 90 days after the issuance of the board's decision. A parent, student, guardian, or organization may file a complaint within the Division on Civil Rights within 180 days of the occurrence of any incident of HIB. The school principal, in consultation with the anti-bullying specialist prior to initiating an investigation, makes a preliminary determination as to whether a reported incident or complaint, assuming all facts presented are true, is a report within the scope of the definition of HIB. The anti-bullying specialist conducts a fact-finding investigation, and the anti-bullying coordinator and principal determine whether or not a situation can be deemed HIB. Frequently asked questions. Can parents, guardians initiate an investigation? Yes, parents, guardians can initiate an investigation by verbally reporting or by submitting a written report of an incident to a building administrator or staff member. A person may report anonymously, verbally or in writing, an act of harassment, intimidation, or bullying committed by an adult or youth against a student. The Board of Education will not take formal disciplinary action based solely on the anonymous report. Where can I find the district's anti-bullying policy? The anti-bullying policy can be found on the district website homepage at www.pittsgrove.net under HIB policy. How can I report an incident? Electronic referral forms are available on each school's website under the School Counseling Department tab.